Now at 6, more delays expected for drivers as I-44 bridge repairs continue. We'll tell you what you need to expect. Plus, Joplin authorities search for a suspected vandal and stealing suspect from the Alliance of Southwest Missouri. And details on Oklahoma's cannabis supply surpassing its medical demand.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Kansas City University campus in Joplin is celebrating the opening of its new College of Dental Medicine. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM's Anthony Saviello got to go inside and has that story.
No one likes going to the dentist, but the poking, prodding, and uncomfortable feelings most of us have come to know when sitting in that dental chair are now a thing of the past.
So I think they're going to learn very easily to adapt to this technology and incorporate it into the clinical practice very easily. When they graduate and become a partner or an associate with a dentist in practice who may not have this technology, the students will bring this and help the dentist incorporate this new technology into their practice.
Dental students at the Kansas City University College of Dental Medicine are getting a first-class ticket to state-of-the-art equipment and hands-on training right here in the 4 states.
The ability to recruit students from the region for the region is a big deal when you're training the next generation of physicians, or in this case, dentists. So our first class of dentists will have almost half the class coming from the 4-state region.
The new techniques and equipment provided at the KCU campus in Joplin will allow both students and patients to learn.
So one of the nice things about the technology is it helps them stay informed. You know, many people are visual learners. Well, when you see your teeth on a big screen or a computer monitor, you can understand the process that's occurring.
So, with this new crowning jewel of Joplin, the future of dentistry is bright white. Reporting in Joplin, I'm Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
That first class of students starts at the College of Dental Medicine this fall. They'll graduate in 2027. Some traffic changes are coming to a widely used bridge in southwest Missouri. The Missouri Department of Transportation today announced there will be changing lane reductions and delays on the I-44 and I-49 bridge at exit 18 in Fidelity. It'll be for that bridge repair work that's been going on. The work is needed because the bridge was damaged by a crane back on June 13th, you might recall. On I-44, eastbound traffic will be reduced to 1 lane until the repairs are completed. Westbound traffic might experience occasional lane closures as well. On I-49, Missouri Route 59, no traffic will be allowed under the I-44 bridge while crews are working. Northbound Route 59 traffic will be diverted to eastbound I-44. Southbound I-49 traffic will be diverted to westbound I-44. The repairs are going to go from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. It's expected to finish August 18th. You can find additional detours on the KOAM News Now app. The Alliance of Southwest Missouri hopes surveillance images help police identify the person who vandalized and stole from its Joplin building over the weekend. A staff member this morning discovered the damage, which included a broken window and water pipe, human feces on the carpet, and thefts of a TV monitor, food, and beverages.
Just calling on the community to help us pay attention while we're in this transition. There's probably about $5,000 worth of damage. Earlier we thought it was going to be more like $1,000, but the more we're finding, it is significant. The interesting piece is we don't have full ownership of the building, so there's different insurance policies that we're going to have to try to figure out.
The Alliance is looking for volunteers to help the organization. Their mission is to improve the health and safety of area children and families. The city of Miami, Oklahoma says there have been multiple incidents of vandalism in its parks. They say playground equipment, including slides and tubes at the Splash Pad Park, has been intentionally damaged by someone removing bolts, as you can see in this picture. An official says the bolts were being removed from the upper parts of the pirate ship structure, and they believe the goal of the vandal or vandals seems to be causing maximum harm. They say the vandals are also apparently taking the bolts with them. Look for some more hot weather ahead. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heavy.
Yeah, it was hot once again for us today. Temperatures right around 90 degrees during the afternoon, but plenty of sunshine. We still have clear skies out there right now, and it looks like it's going to be pretty calm as we go through the evening hours. But we are going to see a lot of changes moving in as we go through the next few days. 86 in Nevada, 86 in Neosho. It's still 91 in Welch. We're going to look at Chanute sitting at about 92 degrees. So temperatures, they are up there. We can look outside. Here's 7th and Range Line. Looks pretty good. Clear skies, 88 still. Feels like about 86. The humidity has been low, so that's been good. As we go through the evening hours, we slide back through the 70s into the 60s. Now, we do have a severe weather threat this week, plus triple-digit heat. We're going to look at all that here in just a bit.
See you soon. Seems Oklahoma is producing much more marijuana than the state needs for medicinal purposes. That's the finding of a report ordered by the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Authority. The organization conducted a survey that found the regulated supply of medical marijuana produced in the state is at least 32 times the patient demand. The study concludes that oversupply is very likely adding to an illicit market by some cultivators and retailers. You can find a link to the entire report through KOAMnewsnow.com. Transgender people born in Kansas could be prevented from changing their birth certificates to reflect their gender identities. That's if Kansas Attorney General Chris Kobach is successful with the legal move he launched on Friday. He filed a request in federal court asking a judge to end a requirement for Kansas to allow transgender people to change their birth certificates. He's not seeking to undo past changes, only prevent them going forward. It's not clear if Kobach's effort would succeed given a U.S. Supreme Court decision back in 2020. That decision declared a federal law barring sex discrimination in employment also prevents discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity. Coming up, prosecutors charge a Southwest Missouri man in an alleged rape case. Plus, Arkansas authorities investigate the cause of a plane crash that killed one person and injured another. Arraignment is scheduled for a rape suspect in Jasper County, Missouri. Prosecutors charge Brock Powell of Carterville with second-degree rape. Authorities arrested him on June 16th, and Powell has since posted bail. The Carterville Police Department says the crime happened on April 21st. They say he allegedly raped a female victim, and court documents say a witness corroborated the victim's accusations of rape. Another deadly shooting this weekend in Kansas City, Missouri killed 2 men and 1 woman. Police say 9 people total were shot. As Peyton Headley reports, leaders in Kansas City say the whole community must work to stop gun violence.
It's a sad, sad situation.
Kansas City is home to the country's latest mass shooting.
It's the same thing over and over. It may be different people involved, but it's the same thing.
3 people were killed and at least 5 were injured in a parking lot near 57th and Prospect early Sunday morning.
Murder in Kansas City is like COVID. It's taking people out.
Oak Park neighborhood president Pat Clark says that violence affects everyone in the community.
I need the shooters to understand that when you kill that person, you kill something in the people that are left behind that have to deal with the loss of a loved one.
These are lives, these are people, these are families that are being touched.
Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas says it's disappointing, and it's time to break this cycle of violence.
We're not just going to move on. This is something that is Kansas City's greatest challenge. And the way we solve it isn't one department, isn't one official, it's everybody working together on it.
One thing I can tell you for sure, it ain't over. It ain't over.
Clark says it's a community problem and people need to start speaking up.
I just hope that we don't wake up to something like this again tomorrow or the next day.
Authorities today charged 26-year-old Kevion Green with first-degree assault and armed criminal action in that case. Authorities are searching for answers after a plane crashed into Lake Hamilton in Garland County, Arkansas, killing one person, injuring another. Authorities say the plane was heading toward Hot Springs, Arkansas, the airport there, before the crash. One 23-year-old woman survived the crash. Divers found 49-year-old Daniel Dale in the lake, pronounced him dead at the scene. There's no word on how many people were on board or just what caused that crash. A little bit later, Joplin High School hosts a 7-on-7 football tournament.
Plus, the heat is really going to kick in over the next few days. Also, some thunderstorms. Details coming up. Well, it turned out to be a nice Monday for us today. A little bit on the hot side. Temperatures right around 90, but at least we didn't have to deal with much in the way of humidity across the region, which is always nice. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course. Pretty much clear skies just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Temperatures still up there. Most of us are sitting upper 80s until lower 90s once you get out across southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Let's go to 7th and Rangeline, sitting at 88, northerly winds at about 5. You can see our humidity is at 30%, so it feels like 86. It actually feels a little bit cooler than what it actually is. We'll slide back through the 80s, 70s, eventually into the 60s a little bit later on for us tonight. Clear skies, nothing going on. We look pretty good as we go through the evening hours. Most of the Central Plains look pretty good. We are going to get some thunderstorms later on tonight across the eastern parts of Oklahoma, and that could give us a few isolated showers by the time we head into the morning hours. Look at this big dome of high pressure. So this is going to give us the heat as we go, especially into the middle of the week. We're going to get some triple-digit heat into the area. Also, we do have at least a slight severe risk. This is tomorrow night, so not tonight, right across the state line of Kansas and also Oklahoma. So this is going to be a level 1 out of 5. Northern counties, level 2 out of 5, mainly in our southern counties. So we're looking at timing 10 p.m. until about 3 a.m. Main threats, hail and wind. I'm going to keep all the threats slight, but we want to watch it as we go through the next 24 hours or so. All right, let's go through time for us tonight. You can see a couple random isolated little guys try to pop up by morning. So there is a very slight chance we could see a random shower. Most of you are going to stay dry. As we warm through the morning hours, mid-80s by noon, and I think most of us will go into lower 90s as we get into the afternoon. Tomorrow night, complex of storms develop out to the west, starts to drive east right along that Kansas-Oklahoma state line. I think it should get in our western counties 10, 11 p.m., metro, midnight to 2 a.m. But again, some of these could be strong to low-grade severe. But by Wednesday morning, they're gone. Wednesday afternoon, it just gets hot. Look at this, triple-digit heat by the time we head into Wednesday afternoon. All right, on your Tuesday, random shower in the morning, then partly sunny skies, high temp of 94 degrees, slight chance for rain as we get into the morning, and then those rain chances go up once again as we get into tomorrow night. Also, as we head toward the weekend, a lot of people are going to have a 4-day weekend. The heat is really going to stick around on Thursday. I think this is a little high. I think most of us are going to be kind of 105-ish. And then the heat again, still triple-digit heat on Friday, and then some chances for thunderstorms moving in over the weekend as we start to cool just a little bit. All right, 94 for us tomorrow, 102 Wednesday, 105 Thursday, 104 on Friday. So we're making alert days. All the way cool 90s. Moving back in as we head into the weekend. Thunderstorm chances Saturday. There is a slight chance on the 4th itself. I think overall it looks pretty good.
Dipping all the way back down into the 90s.
Yeah, cooling down big time.
That'll be nice. Thanks, Doug. Don't care if it's June. It's always a good time to talk about football. And technically, John Dale points out, football season becomes one day closer every day.
Yeah, most certainly does. A couple months out right now from high school and college football, but Missouri Southern just released its 2023 schedule today. Plus, several local high schools participate in a 7-on-7 tournament at Joplin High School. Those stories and more right after the break. We're still a couple months away from high school football season kicking off in the 4 states, but we're inching closer every day. And one sign of that being several high school football teams on the same field today over at Joplin High School, competing in the 5th annual 4 state 7-on-7 tournament. Joplin, Pittsburgh, Neosho, Glendale, Mount Vernon, and Seneca. They've been at Joplin High School since 2 o'clock this afternoon, competing in 30-minute 7-on-7 scrimmages, and their day doesn't finish until 9 o'clock. Joplin head coach Curtis Jasper, he's the one who put the whole day together, and he says it's something the players look forward to every summer.
Because all these schools, for the most part, are area teams, so there's a little bit of bragging rights, but also it's, 7-on-7 is fun. It's a game, it's a chance to compete, but mainly as coaches, it's a chance for us to be able to use the game of 7-on-7 to work our skills, work our fundamentals, but also work schematics that we use within the real game of football.
The wait is just as long before college football season starts. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, though. This morning, Missouri Southern announces the release of its 2023 regular season football schedule. The Lions have 11 regular season games, 6 of them at home and 5 on the road. Every single one features an MIAA opponent, and there are a few contests that stick out, beginning the year with 2 Thursday evening games at home to open the season on August 31st against Northwest Missouri. Then at Washburn the next week, homecoming on October 7th against Fort Hays State. Then, of course, big rivalry game, October 14th, when the Lions host Pitt State. Over to baseball, the Joplin Outlaws. They are as hot as the weather here recently in the 4 states. Joplin's won 5 of its last 6 entering today, and for the first time all summer, the Nevada Griffins make a trip to Joe Becker Stadium. This one getting started at the top of the hour, so still time to get over to the stadium if you want to catch that game. Important contest for the standings for each team. Right now, Nevada a game behind Sedalia in 4th place in the South Division. Meanwhile, Joplin in 2nd place but has a ways to go behind 1st place Jeff City. Entering tonight, Outlaws are 2.5 games out of 1st. Rounding things out, the MIAA, the home conference of Missouri Southern and Pitt State, announces a new member today. Arkansas Fort Smith will join the conference beginning in the 2024-25 academic year. The Lions, out of Arkansas Fort Smith, they're members of the Lone Star Conference before the switch and have been part of D2 athletics since 2009. They'll be the first full-time members of the MIAA from the state of Arkansas, and this addition will keep the conference at 14 member schools, with Lincoln University leaving at the same time Fort Smith joins. That's all for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Details of a railroad tie fire in southwest Missouri that could possibly burn for days. Plus, we're going to take a look at how the summertime creates an increase in screen time for kids and how a new Missouri marijuana rule looks to make marijuana less appealing to minors. Those stories, a lot more, of course, it's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. People all around the globe can soon bid on a famous piece of clothing once worn by the late Princess Diana. Diana first wore this so-called black sheep sweater when she was engaged to the now King Charles back in 1981. A representative says the sweater carries the whispers of Diana's grace, charm, and her keen eye for fashion. Sounds like the words of someone trying to sell a sweater. It's expected to sell for between $50,000 and $80,000. How they come up with these numbers, I have no clue. If I was a betting man, though, I'd say it's going to sell for more.
Thing's ugly as sin, though.
It's not about the fashion. It's not about the look. It's an investment. It'll only become more valuable as time goes by.
I agree.
The weather.
Only the temperatures are going to go up over the next few days. 94 tomorrow, triple-digit heat Wednesday.
Final sports note.
Outlaws and Griffins at Joe Becker Stadium. Top of the hour should be fun.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.